Going live. Do. We are live.
Woo! I'm going to show off my Maleki shirt again. Haha. It was my birthday.
This squirrel pose is just so good.
Happy! Oh, man. This squirrel is my spirit animal. So, I was saying, Fred the skeleton in the chandelier does not. I tend to give him costumes for upcoming holidays, and I
Indeed.
made this many years ago, but I don't think it's particularly like I don't know, socially acceptable anymore, but he looks really cute in it. It's kind of, I don't know, I feel torn. What would be a better Thanksgiving hat for my little skeleton?
I would suggest a turkey costume.
Oh. I could even just give him a turkey headdress with the little legs dangling down.
Yes. Yeah, you could even do it like a hand turkey, and he could just have the hand behind his head and then the turkey head and the legs.
Yeah.
I think that would be very cute and very neutral in terms of implication.
I could also, since you brought it up, and this is another symbol that I had forgotten we could utilize, go see if I could find a wee cute cornucopia for him to be just holding. Yeah.
That would also be great.
We'll do that. We'll do one of these. He'll be the king of the harvest festival. It'll be great. I'll retire the little pilgrim hat. It's a symbol that was acceptable in my childhood, but hello, kitty. That was a huge kitty butt.
There is one path that she could have taken to get in the way.
And she took it.
She did. She actually had to try. Not that that was any sort of deterrent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think, well, and I also think that it looks really cute on him, partly because like a skeleton in a top hat is super cute. So you could do him a top hat for like New Year's.
Yeah, I don't think I've given him a New Year's outfit yet. He has a really excellent Elf on the Shelf outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is a good one.
Yeah.
Man, now I want some kind of figurine that I can dress up in my house. I have one at work. I haven't ever dressed it up because I just got it this Halloween, but I have a little rainbow unicorn skeleton. I'll see if I have a picture of it.
Awesome. Yeah, Fred, since we moved into the house in October, the first thing I did, like as we were unpacking, was, oh my God, he's adorable.
Right?
I love him so much.
I love him so much. I forget what I named him.
First thing we did was decorate for Halloween, and Fred looked so cute in the chandelier, we never took him down.
I'm in favor.
Yeah. He has a pair of bunny ears that he wears for Easter, and and sometimes I put him in his Death of Rats costume. I made him a Sculpey skull that like sits on top of his skull, and then we wrap him in black fabric, and it's the best. Did you, by any chance, did you see any of my Disctober imagery?
I did, because I follow you on Instagram, and also you showed me when I was there.
I did.
And they were great.
Thank you. Did you see the last one? Because I didn't post it on Insta.
Then no, because where else would I have seen it?
Right. Yeah. I post them on the group in Facebook, of course, gets to see them first, and then I usually remember. But this time I forgot. But the last prompt was end. Where are you? Where am I? Where's my content?
Where are any of us?
Where are we? Manage my content? Will it show up on the screen?
Yes. Is it from Reaper Man?
The quote is from Witches Abroad.
Yeah, well, I know the quote's from Witches Abroad. Sorry, I meant the image.
No, it's supposed to be Terry
Oh,
and Granny.
you can't do this to me in public.
So that one turned out good. And yeah. What? That's freaky.
What?
Oh, let me plug in my thing. I was just in the little manage your content area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And aside from that post, it said there's no posts to show because they got flagged and removed. I'm like, I'll deal with that later.
Yeah. I wonder how many of the Disctober posts got flagged and removed for copyright violation.
Right? Yeah, they're real bitches about that. It's kind of sad.
Mm.
I'm sure they have reason. I'm not trying to cast asparagus. I'm just like, it really fucking sucks to be a fan artist in that environment.
Yeah. On a happier note, the Manic Panic is holding up really well.
It is. It looks lovely. I love
I'm
it.
really pleased. I'm pleased with the quality, like, because I've been using mostly Arctic Fox, and it doesn't last this long. Like, Arctic Fox turquoise would be halfway gone by now.
Oh yeah, and Arctic Fox is always a much more muted color regardless. I was having that problem. Like they're trying to be more grown up, maybe.
I guess it's like just not very saturated because I got the one that was supposed to be their like navy blue, and it was like this color.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
partly is because I didn't bleach my hair enough, but also it was just not saturated. It was
not, yeah.
So yeah, I will be using. I like Lunar Tides still. I think their colors are really saturated, but definitely for blues, Manic Panic all the way at this point.
Check. Oh, I got into a fun conversation with someone who had said Baragond was banished from Minas Tirith, and I'm like, aha, no, he wasn't banished. He was told you must leave the city because you're appointed captain of the White Company. And I was like, this is just classic Aragorn being a sassy pants, and no one commented on that. I'm like, is Aragorn is a big sassy pants like so well known that you don't mention it, or you just don't care? Because I felt like I'd come up with sassy pants with terminology for Aragorn that was unique, and nobody gives a shit.
Look, I think it's very accurate.
He is so sassy.
Yes, frequently at the worst times. Like, why are you measuring dicks with Éomer right now? You're trying to get something done.
Right.
I'm still mad about that scene.
Yeah. Which one was that? Hang on.
That was when they first meet Éomer, and they're trying to find out if the hobbits are still alive. But first, they have a gigantic dick measuring contest with everyone involved.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why is this? Y'all, you have bigger fish to fry.
Right.
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere. Not related to dick measuring contests in any way, or to Aragorn. However, I just wanted to say what is this related to? Oh, Halloween decorations. There's a skeleton rug that I'm thinking about buying, and I was really hoping that it would be on sale because it's November 1st, and it's not. And I think the company must know that goths exist, and I'm very mad about it.
It was our secret. Who spilled?
Right? I'm like, come on. You guys, you should be putting the Halloween stuff on sale now so I can buy it for cheap and put it in my house and leave it there forever. That's the deal.
Did I tell you that seeing Voltaire in concert was fucking awesome?
You did.
It was so
cool. Yes.
So much fun.
Oh, I have a music recommendation for you.
Ooh.
They're called The Amazing Devil.
Are they as weird as Little Big? Because I've been watching.
They are Little Big, yes. They are not like Little Big, although I'm glad you enjoy that. When I'm having a bad day at work, I'll be like, all right, it's Little Big time. Yeah. Like, I just need to watch a couple Little Big videos till I feel better.
See that. I'm Hypnodancer is still my favorite, I think. This got such a happy ending.
It's got such a happy ending in the moment when the music goes out and it's just the two guys.
I find myself thinking in terms of like techie going, okay, how strong is that table? Because they're torquing their weight back and forth. What kind of a table is that?
It's not from IKEA, I'll tell you that. Oh man. No, so the Amazing Devil is not like Little Big. They are more like Voltaire, which is why I thought of them.
Oh, okay.
But it's a 2-person band, and the guy is Joey Beatty, who is the bard in The Witcher.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Yeah, and they just released a new album yesterday, and it was great. And it has a song called "Drinking Song for the Socially Awkward" that contains the lyric, "If God made us in his image, then God's a fucking nerd."
And it's called what now?
The Amazing Devil is the name of the band.
I will look them up. I am sure that will be popular. Oh my god, we've been watching so much What We Do in the Shadows. I watched the movie on my birthday and I was like, that was less fun than this show. That's weird. I didn't expect it to be less laugh out loud funny, but it's really lacking something without Nadia, frankly. But it was also going for a kind of different energy, I think.
It was a different sort of humor. It was very like, it came out right when mockumentaries were really big.
Yeah.
And it's one of Taika Waititi's first features, I think.
That would make sense. It's still good. And of course I love Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement, and they're so funny. I feel like that the humor for that is more Kiwi. More subtle.
Extremely Kiwi humor.
Dry, yes. Very, very dry. Whereas I laugh out loud at least twice an episode. Every so often I'll start laughing, and one of the family members looks at me and I go, Jeff. No, not you don't remember, or you're not familiar?
I haven't watched What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh God. Nadia has a human lover who reincarnates and then gets killed and then reincarnates and then gets killed. This has been going on for hundreds of years, and she has found him again, and his name is Gregor, and Gregor is so passionate and wonderful, and we love Gregor, and she goes to meet him all excited, and his name is Jeff, and she is deflated. She is so disappointed, like, Jeff, what kind of a name is Jeff? And when he starts pissing her off, she's like, it's the worst name ever. It's like a masturbatory emission. It's like, Jeff.
I have a coworker named Jeff, so that's going to stick in my head. I was going to say something about the movie. Oh, my favorite thing about the movie is that Stu is not an actor. He literally was their buddy Stu that kind of got roped into being in the movie.
That's why he's so believable.
Yeah, that's just him. He's just like, what am I doing here, guys? And then he's like an engineer, as he is in the movie, because it's just him. And he ended up designing some lighting that then got used in Ragnarok. The scene when the Valkyries, and it's like that strobe lighting as the Valkyries are fighting Hela, that Stu designed that.
Oh my God, that's so wonderful.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
I think he was just supposed to be there to like help them out or like be a grip or drop something off, and he got roped into it somehow.
It's so deliciously meta. Oh, yeah. I highly recommend the show. Go watch the show if you can, if you have access. And I have no idea where we were.
That was my question. I was like, where the hell are we? Let's find out.
No.
Okay. Definitely before the Battle of Pelennor Fields.
One of us should have watched the last video, because that would help.
I don't think I've ever watched any of our videos.
I actually have. We're kind of cute. Sometimes, like, I'll be cleaning the art cave, and I put on the playlist because I forget some of the conversations we have, and then I'm trying to describe this to people, and I'm like, it's great because we talk about
Things.
things,
Mm-hmm.
things indeed, and yeah, it's good to get a refresher course. But I don't know where we were. I got my reading to Avi mixed up with this reading, so my brain is like doesn't even have a stopped spot.
Okay, well, I will find it.
Do
Okay, we were somewhere in the passing of the Grey Company, but we did not go into. We did read "As a Father You Shall Be to Me," Sid Mary, for a little while.
for a little while.
That hurts.
It hurts.
Okay, this is going to put a pause on our reading for a few more minutes, but I have just recalled something that I wanted to show you. One moment.
This light is not kind.
So when I got the Lord of the Rings soap, I may have gotten myself a bar. That's a different pattern. I haven't actually opened it yet, but I'm going to see if I can get the sticker off and show you what it looks like.
There the sun rises.
I'm going to have to open it because it's not coming off. That's okay.
A sword day, a red day, there the sun rises.
It only bothers me a little bit that they misspelled air.
I was thinking the same thing.
Look how pretty it is.
Wow.
Isn't
What's it
that
smell like?
cool? It smells like orange. It's like
It
an
looks
orange chili
citrusy.
scent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, spicy citrus. I'm actually trying to remember what's the correct spelling of air in that context.
E-R-E, because it's short for
There
before.
we go. Thank you. I'm like, it's not E-R-R, definitely, and it's not the other one my brain was giving me was E''ER, and I'm like, no, it's not ever the sun rises, it's air.
Yep. See, now here's my only problem. These are really big bars of soap, and I usually cut them in half, but I don't want to cut this one because it's pretty.
There's a sun on it.
Right, I can't cut that in half.
No.
I'm just going to have to, like, juggle it when I'm trying to use it. It also has glitter on top. Excuse me.
And a cat.
And a cat, apparently.
Nice.
Oh, did I forget to put your scratching pad down? Are you just going to fall asleep on it? Because that's fine. Okay. Let me go put this away, and I will be right back.
All right, then.
One last look at the pretty.
So pretty. I love it. I love it. I've been using my spicy ring scented one.
Yeah? You like it?
It's very good. Yes.
Good.
Love it.
I was like, I really like this soap. I've gotten it before, and I was like, am I just imposing my likes from YouTube? And then I was like, it's Lord of the Rings. She'll like it.
It's fine. Yeah, we good.
Okay.
Okay. So
This is like the most early 2000s moment. Like just a a small hand puppet dog speaking in a weird accent is very nostalgic.
Oh, the other thing that makes me laugh randomly while I'm making sandwiches and shit is, did you watch when Rachel Maxey did her self insert in Pride and Prejudice and she's in like half a dozen scenes? Go watch it. It's so fucking funny. The one that makes me laugh out loud even now is there's one where he bursts into a room and the girl looks up, but Rachel's inserted herself in the next chair over and she goes and I haven't ruined it because no matter how many times you see it, it's the funniest shit ever.
That does sound pretty funny.
Yes. Okay.
Oh man.
So that's your homework. I'll check out Wondrous Devil.
Amazing Devil.
Amazing Devil was my next guess, and you go watch Rachel do her Pride and Prejudice thing.
I will. Someone recently sent me an audio track, speaking of early 2000s, and it was like, Never Gonna Give You Up, slowed down. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of good. And then there were some other comments that were like, I'm so mad. And I was like, oh God, what's it going to be? So I hit play and it goes, Maya he. Maya. I died laughing.
So nothing I've got is visual arts right now. I'm working on some writing. So what we're gonna do is doodle. I've got these lovely like oil pastel marker things.
Ooh.
We're just gonna make some doodle art while we listen.
Sounds lovely. I think I found about where we were.
Close enough for me.
Because they're talking about the paths of the dead.
Oh yes, those.
All right. So for a little while. Okay, I'm gonna start us at for a little while because that's the last thing I remember for sure.
Okay.
They talked then together as they ate, until presently Eomer spoke. It is near the hour that we set for our going, lord, he said. Shall I bid men sound the horns? But where is Aragorn? His place is empty, and he has not eaten. Tisk, tisk. A balanced breakfast is an important meal.
Right. Come on, man.
We will make ready to ride, said Theoden. But let word be sent to the Lord Aragorn that the hour is nigh. The king with his guard and Merry at his side passed down from the gate of the burg to where the riders were assembling on the green. Many were already mounted. It would be a great company, for the king was leaving only a small garrison in the burg, and all who could be spared were riding to the weapon take at Edoras. 1,000 spears had indeed already ridden away at night. Just all by themselves, no people with them. But still, there would be some 500 more to go with the king, for the most part men from the fields and dales of Westfold. A little apart, the rangers sat, silent in an ordered company, armed with spear and bow and sword.
Bitches.
They were clad...
Too good for the rest of us.
They were clad in cloaks of dark gray, and their hoods were cast now over helm and head. I'm just picturing, like, the kids at school with their hoodies up.
Yup.
Their horses were strong and of proud bearing, but rough-haired, and one stood there without a rider, Aragorn's own horse that they had brought from the north. Rohirrim was his name. Rohirrim?
Rohirrim. I don't know.
It looks like Rohirrim to me.
Okay, Rohirrim it is. I know nothing. Don't listen to me.
Who are you, Jon Snow? That's the only Game of Thrones joke I know, but by God, I'm going to use it. There was no gleam of stone or gold, nor any fair thing in all their gear and harness.
Say
Nor
what?
did their grunge. Nor did their riders bear any badge or token, save only that each cloak was pinned upon the left shoulder by a brooch of silver shaped like a rayed star. The king
That's it.
mounted.
How much jewelry does everybody else wear if that's like unusually small amounts right
I
there?
feel like a lot because they're kind of supposed to be based on like the old Norse cultures, and jewelry was a big thing. Like you just carried your wealth around on your body, basically.
Right? Shiny.
Ba-ba-ba. They weren't wearing a lot of jewelry. Everybody thought that was weird.
Yep.
The king mounted his horse, Snowmane, and Mary sat beside him on his pony. Stibba was his name. This is Snowmane, and this is Stibba. And this is Jeff. Presently, Eomer came out from the gate, and with him was Aragorn, and Halbarad, bearing the great staff close furled in black, and 2 tall men, neither young nor old. So much alike were they, the sons of Elrond, that few could tell them apart. Dark-haired, grey-eyed, and their faces elven fair, clad alike in bright mail beneath cloaks of silver grey. I would like to nominate the sons of Elrond for some of the least missed characters cut out of the movie, by the way.
Yeah, do let's. They keep showing up. They're everywhere, and they do fuck all.
Fuck all!
Yeah.
Behind them walked Legolas and Gimli, but Merry had eyes only for Aragorn, so startling was the change that he saw in him, as if in one night many years had fallen on his head. Grim was his face, gray-hued and weary. That's me when I get up for my 7 a.m. meeting. Just look like I aged 20 years. What?
What are we talking about?
I literally never know. Anyway, I'm troubled in mind, Lord, he said, standing by the king's horse. I have heard strange words, and I see new perils far off. I have labored long in thought, and now I fear that I must change my purpose. Tell me, Theoden, you ride now to Dunharrow. How long will it be ere you come there? It is now a full hour past noon, said Éomer, because some people didn't come to breakfast. Before the night of the 3rd day from now, we should come to the hold. The moon will then be 1 night past his full, and the muster that the king commanded will be held the day after. More speed we cannot make if the strength of Rohan is to be gathered. Aragorn was silent for a moment. 3 days, he murmured. And the muster of Rohan will only be begun. But I see that it cannot now be hastened. He looked up, and it seemed that he had made some decision. His face was less troubled. Then, by your leave, Lord, I must take new counsel for myself and my kindred. We must ride our own road, and no longer in secret. For me, the time of stealth has passed. I will ride east by the swiftest way, and I will take the paths of the dead. The paths of the dead, said Theoden, and trembled. That wasn't my Theoden voice, but... The paths of the dead. Why do you speak of them? Éomer turned and gazed at Aragorn, and it seemed to Merry that the face of the riders that sat within hearing turned pale at the words. They're all just like, bitch, are you crazy?
Fuck.
If there be truth in such paths, said Theoden, their gate is in Dunharrow, but no living man may pass it. Alas, Aragorn, my friend, said Éomer, I had hoped that we should ride to war together. But if you seek the paths of the dead, then our parting is come, and it is little likely that we shall ever meet again under the sun. Okay, wait.
Don't die.
Yep. Also, it's been a few weeks and my brain's not working that well, but Dunharrow is where Meduseld is, right?
I just put the cap on and a little fleck of art thing went into my
Ugh. I thought that was a reaction to my question. I was like, it's not that dumb.
Meduseld is in Edoras, which is on a little hillet in a valley. And if you follow the valley up into the mountains, you'll find Dunharrow.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like within half a day's ride, but it's not the same place.
All right. Edoras was the name I was thinking of, and I couldn't. And I was like, everybody's talking about Dunharrow. Okay, that makes more sense. Because I was about to say, why the hell do you have the entrance to the paths of your dead and you're like right outside your capital city? But they don't.
Not quite. They don't.
Okay. La, 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 la. If you seek the paths of the dead, then our parting is come, and it is little likely that we shall ever meet again under the sun. That road I will take, none the less, said Aragorn. But I say to you, Eomer, that in battle we may yet meet again, though all the hosts of Mordor should stand between. You're here. Da, da, da. Sorry. My friend Eomer.
Okay, yeah, that needs to happen. Unless it already has.
We'll get the recorder guy to do the cover.
Yes.
You will do as you will, my lord Aragorn, said Theoden. It is your doom, maybe, to tread strange paths that others dare not. This parting grieves me, and my strength is lessened by it. But now I must take the mountain roads and delay no longer. Farewell.
You are doomed where other men won't dare.
I was thinking that, two roads diverged in Dunharrow, and I took the one less traveled by.
No, I prefer my Sheriff of Rottingham impersonation.
That's fair. I like that you're drawing. It matches my hair right now.
Yes, I like the turquoise.
I must take the mountain roads and delay no longer. Farewell. Farewell, lord, said Aragorn. Ride unto great renown. And farewell, Merry. I leave you in good hands, better than we hoped when we hunted the orcs to Fangorn. Legolas and Gimli will still hunt with me, I hope, but we shall not forget you. It's not very nice. I'm taking our other friends, but I'm going to leave you behind.
Right. You can just stay here where you're safe, you cute little bugger.
Yeah. Goodbye, said Merry. He could find no more to say. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Right.
He felt very small, and he was puzzled and depressed by all these gloomy words. More than ever, he missed the unquenchable cheerfulness of Pippin. The riders were ready, and their horses were fidgeting. He wished they would start and get it over. Now Theoden spoke to Eomer, and he lifted up his hand and cried aloud, "Ah!"
Never gets old. Okay, go ahead.
And with that word, the riders set forth. They rode over the dike and down the coombe, and then turning swiftly eastwards, they took a path that skirted the foothills for a mile or so, until bending south, it passed back among the hills and disappeared from view. Aragorn rode to the dike and watched till the king's men were far down the coombe. Then he turned to Halbarad. There go three that I love, and the smallest not the least, he said. He knows not to what end he rides, yet if he knew, he still would go on. A little people, but of great worth are the Shire folk, said Halbarad. Little do they know of our long labor for the safe keeping of their borders, and yet I grudge it not. And now our fates are woven together, said Aragorn, and yet, alas, here we must part. Well, I must eat a little. No shit, dude, it's like noon.
Right.
And then we also must hasten away. Come, Legolas and Gimli, I must speak with you as I eat. Chew with your mouth closed, please.
Right.
Together they went back into the burg. Yet for some time Aragorn sat silent at the table in the hall, and the others waited for him to speak. Come on, daylight's wasted, dude. You had all night to brood. What a dramatic bitch.
So drunk.
Come, said Legolas at last. Speak and be comforted, and shake off the shadow. What has happened since we came back to this grim place in the grey morning? A struggle somewhat grimmer for my part than the Battle of the Hornburg, answered Aragorn. I have looked in the Stone of Orthanc, my friends. We're about to get Aragorn at his most Aragorniest.
Yeah.
You've looked in that accursed stone of wizardry? Exclaimed Gimli with fear and astonishment in his face. Did you say aught to him? Even Gandalf feared that encounter.
You forget
Yeah,
whom
to
you
whom-
speak.
Said Aragorn sternly, and his eyes glinted. What do
Sorry.
you fear? No, you knew the quote.
I use it on my kids.
What do you fear that I should say to him? Did I not openly proclaim my title before the doors of Edoras? Nay, Gimli, he said in a softer voice, and the grimness left his face, and he looked like one who has labored in sleepless pain for many nights.
Aw.
Nay, my friends, I am the lawful master of the stone, and I had both the right and the strength to use it, or so I judged. The right cannot be doubted. The strength was enough. Barely. He drew a deep breath. It was a bitter struggle, and the weariness is slow to pass. I spoke no word to him, and in the end I wrenched the stone to my own will. That alone he will find hard to endure. And he beheld me. Yes, Master Gimli, he saw me, but in other guise than you see me here.
I looked better. My hair was up.
Right?
My eyes were on point.
I winged my liner just so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was great. Super intimidating.
Look, I'm intimidated by people who can do really good winged eyeliner. I don't get that shit at all.
Oh man. I just take whatever I can find in the drawer and do this with it until my eyes look like somebody gives a shit, and that's about all I can do with makeup.
I have some eyeliner and I go boop, and then I go, can you see that? No? Good. Boop. And then I leave the house. And that's if it's a very special occasion.
Right? I hate having makeup on because I always forget I do until I'm super exhausted, and then it's like, oh shit, I have to wash my fucking face.
Yeah, or you go to rub your eyes and your hand comes away all smeared. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He saw me, but my makeup was great, so he won't know me. If that will aid him, then I have done ill, but I do not think so. To know that I lived and walked the earth was a blow to his heart, I deem. Well, he knew it not till now. The eyes in Orthanc did not see through the armor of Theoden. But Sauron has not forgotten Isildur and the sword of Elendil. Now in the very hour of his great designs, the heir of Isildur and the sword are revealed, for I showed the blade reforged to him. He is not so mighty yet that he is above fear. Nay, doubt ever gnaws him. But he wields great dominion nonetheless, said Gimli, and now he will strike more swiftly. The hasty stroke goes oft astray, said Aragorn.
How do you know that?
He would get so mad if you implied he had ever in his life done a hasty stroke.
Right. The more often we say the words hasty stroke, the dirtier it sounds.
I know. Jeff. Even if I never get around to watching the show, that's sticking in my vocabulary forever.
Oh, it's so universally useful.
Let's see. Okay, see, it's not going to get better because we go with the hasty stroke goes off to stray, and then it says we must press our enemy.
Oh, yeah.
And no longer wait upon him for the move. See, my friends, when I had mastered the stone, I learned many things. A grave peril I saw coming unlooked for upon Gondor from the south that will draw off great strength from the defense of Minas Tirith. If it is not countered swiftly, I deem that the city will be lost ere 10 days be gone. Then lost it must be, said Gimli. For what help is there to send thither? How could it come there in time? I have no help to send. Therefore I must go myself, said Aragorn. If you want something done right, you gotta go yourself.
That's another Aragorn is a sassy pants. I'm making this a hashtag. Hashtag Aragorn is a sassy pants. Like, I have no help to send. So I'm going.
Maybe. If I had any help to send, do you think I'd be going someplace called the Paths of the Dead?
Also a little bait and switch there. Like, I have no help to send. Oh, okay then. So I'm going myself. What?
Indeed. But there is only one way through the mountains that will bring me to the coastlands before all is lost. That is the Paths of the Dead. The Paths of the Dead, said Gimli. It is a fell name, and little to the liking of the men of Rohan, as I saw. Can the living use such a road and not perish? And even if you pass that way, what will so few avail to counter the strokes of Mordor?
Never have so many done so much with all few.
The living have never used that road since the coming of the Rohirrim, said Aragorn, for it is closed to them. But in this dark hour the heir of Isildur may use it, if he dare. Listen, this is the word that the sons of Elrond bring to me from their father in Rivendell, wisest in lore. Bid Aragorn remember the words of the seer and the paths of the dead. And what may be the words of the seer, said Legolas. Have you guys forgotten that you are supposed to be leaving? Anyway. Thus,
give them a moment, for pity's sake.
Thus spoke Malbeth the seer in the days of Arvedui, last king at Fornost, said Aragorn. And I'm going to read this because it's plot relevant and it's short.
Yes.
Over the land there lies a long shadow, westward reaching wings of darkness. Oh God, I forgot how hard this one is to read. The tower trembles, to the tombs of kings doom approaches, the dead awaken, for the hour is come for the oath-breakers. At the stone of Erech they shall stand again, and hear their horn in the hills ringing. Whose shall the horn be? Who shall call them from the grey twilight, the forgotten people? This should be so much more dramatic, but it's just really hard to pronounce. Who shall call them from the grey twilight, the forgotten people? The heir of him to whom the oath they swore. From the north shall he come, need shall drive him. He shall pass the door to the paths of the dead.
There, did that help?
Dark ways, doubtless, said Gimli, but no darker than these staves are to me.
Which is to say, I don't get it.
Right? And on that note, it's 8 o'clock, so.
Oh my fucking God, already? It's so good to be back.
It is.
I have missed you. I have missed Lord of the Rings.
Same.
This has been a very Lord of the Rings heavy year for me, and it's been very good for my soul.
'Tis a good thing.
Right.
Oh, side note, on the 29th, my shift at work will be changing, and I will be working on Monday evenings. So we may have to pick a different time.
We shall pick a different time. We can do this. I was just hoping to get a little more closer to done with this so I could show you. Flip it up some down. Okay, that was a sentence.
Ooh, pretty. Is it a waterfall, yeah? River in a forest thingamabob?
In a forest thingamabob with stuff and things, and I could probably stand to just fits with it for ages because it's fun when you've got these things. They're so footsie.
I think that is a technical art term beyond my knowledge.
Mine too.
I also spelled it like playing footsie in my head. Like
headcanon accepted. Just getting a little more woodsy, a little more.
It's pretty.
Yeah. It's fucking random is what it is. But, you know, that's how we roll.
Well, and that was the fun of it, right? That's what doodling is good for.
I don't get to doodle. Well, I got to doodle to a purpose somewhat this month, but not really like to no purpose whatsoever, just to fill up time and paper and
Have fun.
have fun. I'm going to go check and see. So, look, I've made streaks. I did them on purpose. They're part of the aesthetic now. It's raining.
Oh, that's actually, yeah, that works.
Yeah. It's a bit, Georgia O'Keeffe, but who's counting? Anyway.
I wasn't going to say anything.
All right. I love you.
I love you too.
Cuidado.
Yamas.
See you next week, maybe?
Yes.
Bye.